We live in a time where humanity's impact on the planet is undeniable. Our actions have left an indelible mark on the Earth, altering its very fabric in ways both seen and unseen. We shape the Earth's systems. We alter its landscapes. Forests are cleared, mountains are mined, and rivers are diverted, all in the name of progress and development. We even influence its climate. The melting of glaciers, the intensification of droughts, and the increasing frequency of extreme weather events are all testaments to our profound impact. This era, the Anthropocene, is marked by unprecedented human progress. Cities rise, technology advances, and our reach extends further than ever before. But this progress comes at a steep price. Our rivers are polluted, our landfills overflow, and our cities choke under the weight of traffic and smog. We face a new category of disasters, not born from nature's fury but from our own actions. Oil spills, industrial emissions, and urban flooding are just a few examples. These are the human-made disasters, the hidden cost of our relentless pursuit of progress. Abandoned industrial sites, wildfires sparked by human activity, and widespread deforestation are stark reminders. Natural disasters have always been a part of Earth's story. Earthquakes, hurricanes, and volcanic eruptions are forces of nature beyond our control. Earthquakes, hurricanes, and volcanic eruptions are forces of nature beyond our control. They remind us of the planet's inherent power and unpredictability. But anthropogenic disasters, those caused by human activity, are different. They are preventable, stemming from our choices, our actions, and our inactions. They stem from our choices, our actions, and our inactions. The disposal of factory waste, unchecked urban sprawl, and chemical spills are all within our control. They are a stark reminder of the immense power we wield and the responsibility that comes with it. Our actions have far-reaching consequences, affecting not just the present but the future as well. The consequences of these human-made disasters are far-reaching. They displace communities, devastate wildlife, and leave barren landscapes in their wake. They impact human lives, devastate ecosystems, and leave lasting scars on our planet. The destruction of forests, the damage to buildings, and the pollution of water bodies are just the beginning. Understanding the causes and consequences of these disasters is crucial. Scientists analyze data, conduct environmental research, and raise awareness to help us comprehend the full extent of our impact. This understanding can help us chart a new path, one where progress doesn't come at the expense of our planet and future generations. Renewable energy projects, reforestation efforts, and sustainable farming practices are steps in the right direction. This is the challenge of our time. We must rally together, raise awareness, and embrace innovative green technologies to combat the effects of climate change. We must confront the uncomfortable reality of our own destructive capacity. The polluted cityscapes, factory emissions, and deforestation aftermath are all evidence of the urgent need for change. We must find ways to mitigate the risks we have created. Renewable energy solutions, disaster recovery efforts, and community cleanup initiatives are essential steps. The future of humanity, and indeed of our planet, depends on it. By working together, envisioning sustainable cities, and teaching the next generation the importance of environmental stewardship, we can create a better world for all. Technological advancements have brought about remarkable improvements in our lives, yet these advancements often carry inherent risks. Industrial accidents, a stark manifestation of these risks, can unleash havoc on ecosystems and human communities alike. The glittering surface of the ocean often hides a dark secret: the devastating impact of oil spills. These spills, which can occur from tanker accidents, drilling rig disasters, or pipeline leaks, release vast quantities of crude oil into the marine environment, causing widespread damage. These environmental catastrophes occur with alarming regularity, each incident a brutal reminder of our dependence on fossil fuels and the cost of our addiction. The sight of burning oil rigs and damaged tankers is a stark illustration of the risks involved in oil extraction and transportation. The 1989 Exxon Valdez oil spill in Alaska stands as a chilling testament to the long-term consequences of such disasters. This incident released millions of gallons of crude oil into the pristine waters of Prince William Sound, causing irreversible damage to the local ecosystem. The image of oil-soaked birds and marine life, struggling to survive amidst the toxic sludge, remains etched in our collective memory. These heart-wrenching scenes highlight the immediate and devastating impact on wildlife. The impact of oil spills extends far beyond the immediate aftermath. The oil seeps into the shoreline, contaminating the soil and water, and creating long-lasting environmental damage that can take decades to remediate. The toxic crude oil persists in the environment for decades, contaminating marine habitats, disrupting food chains, and jeopardizing the livelihoods of coastal communities. The ripple effects of an oil spill can be felt for generations, affecting both the natural world and human societies. The Exxon Valdez spill, despite extensive cleanup efforts, continues to affect the ecosystem and the people of Alaska to this day. The ongoing struggle to restore the environment and support affected communities serves as a sobering reminder of the long-term consequences of oil spills. Invisible fallout, nuclear meltdowns, and their lingering legacy. Nuclear energy, hailed as a clean and efficient alternative to fossil fuels, carries its own set of catastrophic risks. Nuclear meltdowns, though rare, release invisible but deadly radiation into the environment, with devastating and long-lasting consequences. The Chernobyl disaster in 1986 and the Fukushima Daiichi meltdown in 2011 serve as stark reminders of the devastating power of nuclear energy gone awry. The invisible fallout from these disasters rendered vast areas uninhabitable, displacing communities and leaving behind a legacy of cancer, birth defects, and environmental contamination. The long half-life of radioactive materials means that the impact of these events will continue to haunt future generations for centuries to come. Silent killers, chemical disasters, and their devastating toll. Industrial chemicals, essential ingredients in countless products, can turn into silent killers when accidents strike. Chemical spills and explosions release toxic substances into the air, water, and soil, poisoning communities and ecosystems with devastating consequences. The Bhopal gas tragedy in 1984, one of the world's worst industrial disasters, serves as a chilling reminder of the human cost of inadequate safety measures and corporate negligence. The release of methyl isocyanate gas in Bhopal killed thousands of people immediately and left hundreds of thousands more suffering from chronic health problems. The disaster exposed the vulnerability of densely populated areas to industrial accidents and highlighted the urgent need for stricter safety regulations and corporate accountability. Section 3. Scars of Conflict, War, Terrorism, and Environmental Carnage. The human cost of war and conflict extends far beyond the immediate casualties and destruction. It tears apart the very fabric of societies, leaving behind a trail of trauma and loss that can last for generations. Families are displaced, communities are shattered, and the psychological scars can be as deep as the physical ones. Armed conflict leaves deep scars on the environment, poisoning landscapes, decimating wildlife, and jeopardizing the health and livelihoods of entire communities. The natural world suffers immensely, with ecosystems disrupted and biodiversity lost. Rivers become polluted, forests are decimated, and the land itself can become uninhabitable. From the scorched earth tactics of ancient warfare to the indiscriminate bombing campaigns of modern conflicts, war has always taken a heavy toll on the environment. The deliberate destruction of crops and water sources has been used as a weapon, leading to famine and suffering for civilian populations. The use of chemical weapons such as Agent Orange in the Vietnam War has left behind a legacy of poisoned land, birth defects, and chronic illnesses. These toxic remnants continue to affect the health of people and the environment decades after the conflict has ended. Landmines and unexploded ordnance continue to pose deadly threats long after the guns have fallen silent. while the destruction of infrastructure and the displacement of populations exacerbate environmental degradation. These hidden dangers make it difficult for communities to rebuild and recover. Terrorist attacks, though often smaller in scale, can also inflict significant environmental damage. The immediate chaos and destruction are followed by long-term environmental consequences, as the cleanup and recovery efforts can take years. Attacks on industrial facilities, oil pipelines, and chemical plants can release hazardous substances into the environment, causing widespread contamination and posing long-term health risks to nearby populations. The impact of these attacks can be felt for generations, as the land and water sources may remain polluted for decades.